Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joey Reese and Biggie Booze up. Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles. With your grandma and your kids. I go downtown. With your grandma and your kids. Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle, get your pickle cider, pop a nickel and your boots. Not a place I will repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids. Stay for the squids. Boots. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some boots inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some boots inside your hands. 1996, we start this.
Grandpa, can you hear me, Grandpa? Grandpa, can you hear me? Grandpa, can you hear me? You hear that? Raccoon penis! Raccoon penis.
There we go. Now I can hear you.
Grandpa?
There you go.
Hello, Pablo. Hello, Pablo.
Oh, my stomach.
Oh, jeez.
I got stomach lice.
That's common. Quite
It's
common
called-
with men your age.
Lice. Still lice.
Lice.
Yeah.
What?
Remember the soda pop slice?
Yeah.
That was garbage.
It's not around anymore?
I don't think so. That was garbage.
What is this thing now? And it's like a new lemon lime soda. It's like Sunny. What's it called?
Yeah, it's like star
crap.
Yeah, Star Pop or Stars, not Starburst, Star.
Scar. It's called Scar.
It's called Scarg.
Scarg.
Hard G at the end.
Scarg.
Scarg.
Do you have any of that Scarg? Make me.
We've been at sea for 2 months. We're out of lemons.
I have scurvy so bad I can wrap my legs around my head like a pretzel.
My body looks like a wicker chair. I got scurvy so bad I look like I'm made of wicker. But I'll drink this scarg until the day I die. Call me Chester Copperpot. Man, my stomach itching.
Still, it's going. Let me see it, Joe. You need me to do is it lice? Do you have body lice?
I might have body lice.
What have you been hanging out, Dad?
I've been hanging out with homeless vagrants.
That's what happens if you're like, hey, man, let me try that box out. You get in there, you're going to get it.
And that cardboard box that's like greasy, like where their butt cheeks sit, and it's just like grease. It's like you put a bag of cheeseburgers on it.
I know the draw, though. You're like, I want to see what that's like. Like, here, buddy, here's the keys to my Kia. You go sit in that. I'm going to sit in this. Get out here for a half hour or so. Go do something nice for your old lady.
I have something that just off the top of my head that I just thought of that might be a fun little discussion. I don't know if it'll go anywhere. It might fall flat, but you know, this podcast is where we look back and we reflect on, you know, growing up in 90s Christian culture and stuff like that. And there's always something that when I talk about homeless, there's this thing that reminds me that Bo told me one time, and I think it was in a book he read. It was either Bo or Nate, one of them.
Okay.
Where they said that they read this thing where the author of the book, like this pastor guy that they were reading about said he was walking by so I'm going to set up the story. I'm going to tell the story, and then I have a question after.
Okay.
So said he's walking by this homeless guy, and this homeless guy's sitting, in this alley, like up against like a building, like the stoop. And this guy is just sipping his coffee, like this old grizzled vagrant is just sipping his coffee. And as this pastor walks by, the guy goes, "You want a drink in my coffee?" And the pastor guy he had this thought in his head, this very Christian thought in his head, that this guy said to himself, he was like, this guy has nothing. This guy has nothing. He's homeless.
Yeah.
He has nothing. But at that moment in time, this cup of coffee was so good to him, and it's all that he had. And he offered me a sip. So the dude took a sip of this vagrant's coffee. Now, that leads me to my thing. Like, did you ever do something as a Christian that you were thinking like above and beyond the actual situation?
Like should you do it? Was it good coffee or what?
Like, you shouldn't have done that. Like hepatitis, any multiple of things that could have been in that coffee. You didn't know. But this guy was like, this guy at this moment in time was thinking that he was having this Lord moment. And he was probably like, I can use this not only for the book that I'm writing, but for my sermon on Sunday. And he risked his life and his family's life by sipping this coffee. Have you ever been put in that situation? Where like you do something because you feel like what's the opposite of intrinsic? Extrinsic. So
outside-sick.
You're outside-sick. Like people are going to be like, wow, you're very Christian-y because you did that.
Yeah, I didn't do it for that. I think I've done some dangerous things because I've just been like, I need to do this. Like
what? Like what?
Like the first thing that comes to mind is
raw, like half-cooked chicken in like a missionary, like, because you guys went to Africa, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So I would imagine there's like, you were going somewhere as a missionary, you got to eat some food that you're like, ugh, I can smell the salmonella.
That's what this show is about. I'm training for that. I eat silkworm pupa. I have eaten the century egg. I'm about to do the 6 or 7 nips of the apocalypse. Joe, when I'm hanging out with Kara, I try and show her that I am fearless by, if there's food on the ground, I'll eat some of it. Like there was some French fries somebody spilled in downtown Baltimore, and I ate them. And I ate a Skittle off the ground.
Yeah, and then she kisses you. I'm sure you guys probably lip lock. You probably slip a little tongue in there because you're a nasty boy. And you've eaten a Skittle or a French fry that was on the Baltimore ground. You ate a Baltimore dirt fry.
Well, see, what started is we went to IKEA, and I was trying to gross my kids out. So I started eating stuff off of trays that people had put in the little cart that goes, because they're like, I'm still hungry. And I'm like, I'm still hungry. And I just started eating whatever it was, fries or something, some meatballs. Got to show my kids.
Yeah. And, meatballs and lingonberries.
Yeah. So they're like, I'm thinking Kara's like, I got this guy on my apocalypse survival team. He can eat anything.
When really she's talking to her friends and they're like, you got to get rid of this guy.
I think he's homeless.
Yeah.
I think they think that sometimes.
They wouldn't be like far off in that thinking. I mean, the fact that you have a home, yes.
That's the only thing that separates me from being homeless, technically.
Yeah, you're like a homeless guy with a home.
Yeah. It's just like a minor technicality, like homeless, and there's an asterisk after it. Like Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
When Brad and I think I've talked about this before on the podcast, was when Brad and I walked from one end of Manhattan to the other, and we couldn't find the bus. I've told this story.
Yes.
But we got back
and you ended up walking 15 miles.
Yeah. We got back to that theater, couldn't find the guys. Dudes in MU330 were out going to whatever deli or whatever, and we were beat. So we were just hanging out in the kind of the alcove.
The soles of your shoes were disintegrated.
Yeah, they were still smoking.
you had barefoot with just the tops of the shoes.
The one big toe is sticking out, and it's boom, 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 boom.
And you got a bandage on it. Yeah.
It was from a neckerchief that I had tied to a stick earlier, and I put my lunch in. But there was a homeless dude there, and homeboy was just freaking nuts. He would be like, hey, he was telling us stories. He was like, I got this from Janis Joplin. She and I go way back, and she just gave this to me, and we're like, just now? Yeah. And he's giving us, and he's letting us listen to his Walkman. And it was one of those old blue and gray ones with the orange headphones.
Yeah.
And it
Guardians
was
of the Galaxy style.
He's listen to this is their new stuff. And it was Santana. And we're that's awesome. So one, we're putting on this guy's headphones, this is how you get lice. But this
is how you get a ear tapeworm.
But we were so tired. And we're just we're just going to lay here and try.
You're sir, can I trade you my shoes for yours?
Yeah,
yours look more comfy than mine at this point.
They did. But we laid down and with our backpacks trying to sleep, and it was cold, and this dude gave us blankets, and we could have been oh, gross, because they were kind of gross, but we were just so tired, and I was it doesn't matter at this point, whatever this dude's got crawling on him. This is fine.
It's warmer than I am.
Yeah. And it was such a kind thing for him to do. We were just thank you. And so we slept the night.
And little did you know he took pictures of your wiener while you were asleep. Let other vagrants pee on you and stuff.
Pee in that guy's mouth. He won't even wake up.
He's out. His feet are still smoking. Pee on his feet. You'll see steam. They're peeing on your feet. It's just because your feet are so sore. So okay. Well, that's along those lines. I just, that's one of the things that I don't know. That's where I get maybe a little cynical sometimes. And I wouldn't have when I was a kid. When I was younger, I wouldn't. I was yeah, we got to do this and, whatever it is. And that story about the dude with the coffee, that's awesome. Now as a 46-year-old jaded, bitter SOB that only drinks Skarg, that drinks big frothy mugs, big frothy ox horns full of Skarg. I think differently now.
Yeah. You don't want to do that?
Yeah, I don't want to do it. If at my age and who I am today, if I was freezing on the ground and a homeless guy came up and was you want my blanket? I'd be no, because it smells like urine.
Yeah. You get used to it after a little bit.
Yeah, I can't do that stuff. So, but listeners out there, if you're listening and if there was something you ever did, I'm not talking about a jackass stunt, right? I'm not talking about with you and Kara, you're doing it to shock. You're doing it to make your kids laugh. But did people ever do something that you were why am I doing this? But the reason you were doing it was kind of for almost a mission, a missions type thing. Like I said, you're overseas and you're in some village and they half cook a chicken. They cook a chicken to an internal temp of 102.
Yeah, is that bad?
And then you got to eat that. Yeah, it should be to like 150. Well, 165 is what the USDA says, but you could probably cook it to about 158. But still, it's still got to be up there. 110 is not acceptable.
What about chicken sushi? Is that different when it's sushi?
No, that's okay because it's sushi.
Okay.
It's ceviche. Chicken ceviche. Just man. Raw chicken ceviche.
No, I like I feel like there was a couple times where we'd be like in other countries and it was some rough things were handed to us and we were just like, oh, this is cool. I think that was kind of how we were as Fire Iron. Like we didn't mind the times when we had to like early on like all jam into one hotel room and like one of us sleep in a bathtub or something because we're like, this is going to make a good story. Or like
I agree. I agree with you.
Sleep on a picnic table. You'd be like, this is so punk rock. I remember we played at this festival in Germany called Freakstock, and it was like old East Germany, 1997. I want to say 97, and so it was in this town, like in kind of like their fairgrounds, and there was one hotel.
In their Vleugenspleiger.
That's what it was. No, it was a Best Western. And I remember, and the guys in Stavesacre, if they hear this, they're probably going to beat my ass. But
because they listen to this.
We played the same night as they did. So we got there like a day ahead of time. And I do believe I've ribbed Mark Solomon about this because I remember he wrote about it in his book. He wrote this book called Simplicity, which you guys should check out. It's really good about kind of Mark's formative years in Stavesacre and especially the Crucified. But like he's talking about how crazy it was that like backstage at this place, there'd just be pallets of beer and cigarettes for the artists. And it was just like not a big deal, which was, because everybody in Europe smoked. I think they just stopped smoking, but it was like, everybody smoked.
Like they're like on February 1st, 2024, everybody stopped smoking.
I think so. They're like
when the bell tolls 3. And they're like, why 3? Because
gotten their revenge.
It's a good odd number. But why 3? I told you.
Everyone's doing it.
Was ist das Hidden-Gruben-Ganhausen? Und 3.
Und 3. But so we stayed in these East German army tents and there was cots. And I just remember Stavesacre going like, we're not doing that. We need to stay in this hotel. So they booked them like the last 2 rooms at the Best Western. And we're like, hell yeah, we're doing this. This is awesome. And the first night they give us a blanket and it's real hot. It's like July. So we're like, this blanket's going to be too much. But as soon as it was night, we were just like, so cold. Like everybody has everything in their suitcase on and we're all just like, so the next day, this dude Matthias took us to a mall, like, and this is just freshly not communist controlled. So like everything is new. Here's a mall. So they're like it. You could see the shelves. They were just getting stuff in. But
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Well, we all like there was this bin of sleeping bags.
You like blue jeans? Yes.
You like a blue jean?
You like denim? Yes. We have a jacket and then we have a pants. Well,
what's crazy is we found this bin
and a Cabbage Patch Kid. Yeah.
We found this bin of Cabbage Patch Kids. We sewed them together and made a suit out of them. It was like a bin of mummy sacks, like mummy sleeping bags. And they were like $7 a piece. That was the conversion rate because it was still marks. So it was like, we were like, how much are they? They're so cheap. We were freezing. So we're just throwing our money down on these things. And then we go back and I swear to God, it was the best sleeping bag I ever had. And I'm still mad because somebody dropped mine out of the back of our trailer and it got lost. Like slowly, Dennis though, he still got his. He's hanging on to that. But yeah, we did that. That was us roughing it, but it was so cool. I think like a lot of times at festivals, we would end up like staying at the festival or camping in the festival. Like I remember at Cornerstone a couple years, I would sleep on the bus and maybe go back, like because somebody had to watch merch late. So I just be like, this is cool. I want to stay and watch this band and I don't want to drive back. So I'll just sleep or sleep in a tent. We slept in a tent with you guys for sure. We played. I took Kyle's tree. I tied a tarp to it and he was going to beat me up.
He wanted to kill you.
Yeah.
See, I remember these are like when we start talking about the things that like you regret. These are the things that like I regret because the first year I did the camping at Cornerstone, my first year that I went, we did the camping. And I was like, I can't stand this. It had nothing to do with like the people. It just and the camping itself. It had to do with like the situation
and probably the weather.
Like, yeah, it's like
the weather there was just garbage.
Yeah, and I was like, I was hot, and I'm like a private pooper, and so anything that I can do to get to where like you have a real toilet, and so it's just like. Cornerstone, like those types of festivals where you camp there, I just didn't like it. And so the first year I did the tent, and then after that, it was like that's where we like took off. And so I'm like, our management was like already had the hotel booked for the next year, and it was like after that, we always had hotels when we went to Cornerstone. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I cannot go back to like camping. Like I could not stand it. Well, I love camping, but like I love camping, but festival camping, forget that.
Yeah, it's hard to do that, then play a show and then not take a shower. Like you're already filthy and covered in sweat and grime. Then to like climb in a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's gross. And then you're exhausted, you're dehydrated, all of that stuff, like food wise, it's food's expensive at those things and all that. And then you get to sleep at like 2 a.m. And then the sun, as soon as the first ray of light peeks over the horizon and hits your tent, the tent ignites inside and it's like an incubator.
Yes.
And it's, it's 5:30 in the morning. You're dripping with sweat. It's stuffy. Oh, it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah. I think like going from your job or your home or school or whatever to go to a festival, camping is part of it. Like that's so fun. You're out for 4 days and then you get to go home and be in air conditioning and clean. But like when you're in a band, it's a whole summer of that shit.
Yes.
It was just like
you're right.
Your balls hurt from all the sweat that has been pouring out of them.
Yeah.
You're just like, did you guys do the Gold Bond? Did you ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like guys, Gold Bond medicated powder. There's 2 versions. There's like a yellow version and then there's like an extra strength or like a menthol one, blue one.
That's blue. Yeah.
So the regular one had a little bit of menthol in it, I think, which felt cooling. And it's like talcum powder. It's what gives you lung cancer nowadays.
Yeah.
But the menthol one, the blue one, I just remember some festivals you just be pouring it down your pants because you'd be like, I just want to stop. I want my balls to stop touching my knees.
Yeah, but you had so much sweat. It was like cake batter.
Oh,
it was
like
you had
it would just
pancake batter in your crotch.
Yes, and it would like turn into like this mold of your unit made of like you'd
sell at the merch table later
of your unit. Micah, I think Micah, like it started eating away at the crevices in between his junk. He had to stop because he's notoriously the guy that sweats the most in our band. And I just remember one year he was like, I think it's bleeding down there from all the Gold Bond.
Have you heard so now like in 2024, science and healthcare and hygiene care has come a long way. Have you heard of, I think it's called Body Glide?
No. What is
so there's this stuff. It's called Body Glide, and I think it comes in like it almost looks like a deodorant thing.
Okay.
And like for chafing and whatnot, you could put it like between your thighs. You could put it in your crotch and all this stuff. And it's like it does what like in theory Gold Bond should do. Like it makes it where there's not friction. It's almost like in Christmas Vacation where he's like, hey, this is a semi-permeable food varnish that he puts on the sled. It's like that. But like if people are listening, and let's just be honest, this is a quirky little family we got here. We're always trying to help each other out. Yeah. Like even if you're like a little bit larger and like, you know, you got like thigh rubbage and stuff like that, this Body Glide you can put on your thighs and whatnot. And it radically takes that uncomfortable rubbing down.
Also, nobody wore boxer briefs then. You know, like there was briefs and boxers, and you didn't want to wear briefs.
You didn't want to wear briefs.
Boxer briefs are like a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least when they're new, they start to bunch up after a while. But like, yeah, you'd always be chafing.
Yep.
It sucked.
Yep. And like now as an adult, it's like, okay, the boxer brief, because the brief part keeps everything in. And then you got to get the 11-inch inseam. So you got to get the 11-inch boxer briefs.
What is an inseam? I know what in is, and I know I have a seam. I call it a grundle. I call it my stinker's bridge. Joe,
I call it the gooch. I call it a gooch.
I call it my Fremunda.
The Fremunda factory.
I know what that is. Does it go in that?
Better known as Peter Porker's Bat Cave. I like to call it Aunt Slippy's spaghetti blender. Just put a bunch of nonsense together.
I'd like to see a musical called Taint Misbehavin'.
It's yeah.
Taint your wagon.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm tapped. No. I'm tapped on trying to name the gooch.
Dang it. We were good.
I was trying.
What is an inseam though? Is that what it is? The middle part?
Yeah, like
it is.
So like you're wearing jeans, right?
No. I'm wearing even if you're paramedic pants.
You're wearing a skort.
I'm wearing a skort.
Well, even if you're wearing paramedic pants, like the seam on the inside of your thigh. And then it goes all the way up to your crotch where it connects with, like it all comes together. That's your inseam.
It's like the taint of your pants.
Yeah.
The inside, that goes down your leg.
Inseam would start like right where your like gooch is, like where your seam comes up, and then it goes down, it would like, and then however far down.
Oh, it goes down your legs?
Yeah. So like for me, I'm like,
that's not the taint of your pants.
Like for me, my jeans, I wear like 38, 32s.
This is what Danielle's going to make the name of this episode. That's not the taint of your pants.
Yeah, Gene's taint. And then someone's gonna be like, "Who's Gene?" They're gonna think we're talking for 40 minutes about some dude named Gene and his unfortunate crotchal history.
Oh my gosh!
No, but like boxer briefs have a different inseam. Like you can get like a 6-inch boxer brief, like an 8-inch.
Oh, like the pant legs are longer? Is that what it means?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because just like you said, like when I buy, like I get like Adidas boxer briefs. And so when you first get them, like the first couple months, like they hold pretty well about mid thigh. And then after a while, they start slipping up to pretty soon. It's like you're wearing booty shorts.
Yeah. Which is what I like.
They bunch up. Yeah, they bunch up. So I like the 11-inch. I have a few pair like the 11-inch where it comes down almost to your knee.
I just cut a hole for both cheeks, and I'm like, "Not today, Satan. You're not bunching these up."
You're like, "Maybe today, Satan.
Maybe today.
Maybe today's your day." Old Prince of Darkness.
I saw a t-shirt you could buy the other day and it said, "Not today, Jesus."
That's where my joke came from. I saw a girl with a shirt on that said, "Maybe today, Satan."
Well, it's true. Sometimes.
Yeah, so that's that. So freebies.
Yeah, you cut them right off at 31 minutes and 5 seconds.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm cutting it right off, you guys. We got started late. We were starting late, and we got a whole paid thing to do, man. So we got to give those people their money's worth. We got 3 hours ahead of us to give to the paid people. You guys get 29 minutes.
I mean, you can chip in. It's only $5, but what?
It's $5. Seriously, people, the economy's great. There's no such thing as inflation anymore. Like, just
it's
do
like
it.
4,000 hours of our best content. I interview the Pope.
I fart directly into a microphone.
Yeah, all kinds of great things, but you'll never hear it.
Yeah, not unless you subscribe. Go to Patreon. All right, you guys. We'll see you later. Bye. Drink Skarg.
Piece of Skarg.
I forgot. We're sponsored. This episode has been brought to you by Skarg.